Benjamin Netanyahu has spent much of the last year experiencing failure and defeat. Failure to hold together his right-wing bloc after the first election, defeat in the second, then indictment for corruption in 3 separate cases. Now at last, a sense of victory.
It's a victory against all odds. Our rivals said that the Netanyahu era is over, but we joined forces and turned the tables, and we turned lemons into lemonade.
After a campaign that plumbed the depths of negativity and dirty tricks, Netanyahu's closing message was that he was just short of victory and needed his supporters to finish the job, personally ringing voters from a roll of supporters who hadn't yet gone to the polls. For now, though, he appears to be just short of a majority coalition.
Within his party, he's not going to have any people that are detracting from him or challenging him, and now he has to try and see to work together. And it could be, and I've said the first election also, that a national unity government between Likud and blue and white could be a very real possibility, except this time, I'm not so sure who's going to be heading blue and white.
At blue and white headquarters, there had been dark whispers throughout the day that things were looking bleak, after a campaign which had seen Benny Gantz shift slightly to the right, but failed to match the energy of his opponent.
I will tell you honestly, I understand and share the feeling of disappointment and pain because it is not the result we wanted. And if this will be the result, it is not the result that will put Israel back on the right track.
Gantz had distanced himself from the mainly Palestinian-Israeli Joint List Alliance, who might have enabled a Gantz minority government, but even their record showing with up to 15 seats wasn't enough to win them real influence.
What you guys have to really do is you have to delineate this line.
The result could well be more consequential for Palestinians in the occupied West Bank. Netanyahu promised that victory would allow him to start the annexation set out under the terms of the Trump peace plan. Israelis might not have wanted this third election, but they did turn out in their highest numbers for more than 20 years. More than 4,000 people voted at special stations set up for those quarantined for the coronavirus, keen to cure Israel of its repeat election syndrome. Now for the consequences, including a possible Supreme Court battle over whether an indicted politician can legally try to form a government. In 2 weeks, the man on this stage goes on trial for bribery, fraud and breach of trust. Benny Gantz has spent a year trying to convince and ultimately failing to convince Israelis that they cannot be led by a prime minister under indictment. Throughout, Benjamin Netanyahu has been delaying, maneuvering and dodging, and now he has again prevailed.